Eidl grant is back, baby. It's back in 2 forms and could be back in a 3rd form. What's going on? The Eidl grant for 2020 applicants for low-income businesses are getting an invite from SBA saying, hey, you want the remainder $10,000 grant? We have it for you. Fill out some paperwork. But I'm reporting that after that, you will see the Eidl grant back for 2020 applicants who are non-low-income businesses. Thereafter, we wait to see if Eidl grant will get funded for low-income 2021 applicants and agricultural. Those are next in line. Enjoy this Overnight LA video to explain how Eidl grants are done. How do you apply? What are the concepts of the grant? How do you ensure that you get to the finish line and get funded? Enjoy this Overnight LA video on the Eidl grant. If you're waiting for your Eidl grant money, where is it? And is it on vacation with those lazy members of Congress? Hey everybody, this is Ella Lake with an Eidl grant update for today. Earlier today we dropped an Eidl loan video, but this one's on the grant. As always, drop your comments. My finger's going the wrong direction. As always, like and subscribe to this channel and drop your comments below, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. And please hit that bell on the front of this channel so you get an alert every time the host butchers the opening remarks, which I just did. Coming up today on this grant video, we are going to go off script, and we're going to go really through the details of how to receive your grant, when you're receiving the grant, and what's going on processing times. The number one comments I'm getting about grants now is when and where, not how, but I'm going to cover the how as well. So thank you for all the new viewers to this channel. We're going about 2,000 new people per day, so a lot of you are sort of new. I know that some of this might be new. This is a channel that predominantly focused on Eidl grants and loans. And so if some of you are coming over from second stimulus check coverage into Eidl, this will be certainly helpful for you. First, a bombshell. You know we have to drop a bombshell. First, a bombshell. If you don't know, and I didn't know, there's a whole movement out there of certain social media platforms, and I'm not going to name names, that call people that only want Eidl grant money and not loan those free money people on YouTube. Yeah, and apparently SBA sees this as well. So understand that there may be a predisposition by certain people at SBA that people who just want grants and ask about grants are free money people from wherever they are. I've never heard this sort of disrespectful look that has been portrayed until I saw these comments. And so understand that as I go through how you get your grant money, because if you don't portray yourself in a certain way, you could be negatively impacted. All right, I'm going to jump into 2 types of groups. The first group are people who applied for Eidl in March or April, what I call my OGs of the DCs, and my people who applied in May and June. So shortly I may have people applying in July. I mean, if you apply for Eidl in July, God help you. I'll still be here, but you know, I don't. You'll get funded next year at this point with Javita. All right. So my March and April people. There are 2 scenarios. Either you've gotten grant money or haven't gotten grant money. If you've gotten grant money, whether it's, you know, and it's like a $2,000 or $1,000, and you're wondering where the remainder of your $10,000 grant money is, it's not coming. It's just not coming. There's 2 ways in which it's going to come. Either a judge rules in a case that Carranza and her office is supposed to pay you, or 2, Carranza's out and Biden wins and he puts someone else new in there, and they follow the CARES Act. Other than that, it is inappropriate for me to tell you you're going to get the remainder of the $10,000 grant money. And someone said, you aren't fighting for us. I'm like, I can't fight for you. There's no way for me to fight for you for the $10,000 grant. The only way you're going to get $10,000 grant are those 2 scenarios happening. Carranza's out, or a court case rules that she has to give you the $10,000 grant. Me ranting and raving for 15 minutes, which I do enough of already, is not going to help Carranza. I mean, she probably is already sick of seeing me and her scars on this channel. So that's the first thing. If you've not received grant money, but you're a March or April applicant, this is what you need to do. You need to ensure that your loan is processed, whether it's a denial or an approval. And understand this is generally how 99% of the situations happen. There's a 1% chance that something happens differently when you get a loan officer on the phone. I had one viewer said, I got a loan officer on the phone. I did everything totally different than everyone else has ever had it happen to them. Well, congratulations. That the loan officers can do magic. They absolutely can do magic because they have the authority over your file to do magic, but 99% of everyone else don't have access to a loan officer who will do magic for you. So if you are a March or April applicant and you've not gotten grant money, a penny of it, you have to get the loan processed. Why? Because the grant comes after the loan being processed. It comes two ways. One, either the loan is denied or the loan is approved. If the loan is denied, you have to do the following. You have to write an email to SBA asking for reconsideration of the denial of the loan and asking for the grant money. I'll say that again. You have to write a reconsideration of the denial of the loan, asking for the grant money. Understand how I phrase that. You do not write a letter saying, hi, I don't care about the loan, give me my damn grant money. Because that's just going to kick you to the curb with those free money people perception that they have of some people. Don't do that. Act respectful and follow their process. So you have to do a reconsideration of the denial of the grant of the loan to get the grant money. If you got the loan approved, you need to call SBA. You need to call SBA and say, where's my grant money? When am I receiving it? How am I receiving it? You know, we're celebrating our 2-month anniversary of this channel, 2,000 new subscribers a day, 200,000 views a day. I mean, we're absolutely going through the roof, but nothing has changed. SBA is still not paying people grant money when their loan is approved, unless you call SBA and say, where's my darn grant money? So you need to call them up and ask for the grant money. How does the grant money come to you if you're a March or April applicant? It comes two different ways. Well, it comes one way, but two things happen. One, it does not come with the loan money. I get that question a lot lately. It's not part of the loan funds. It's a separate deposit. You'll notice it's the one that's, only $1,000 or $2,000. It's not $24,900. So that's the grant money. Second, if you have a denial of an EIDL loan, they'll send you a strange email that says, advance for the reconsideration. It's Jovita Carranza's formulation of the English language. It makes absolutely no grammatical sense. Reconsideration advance. And some of you get it even when you don't do a reconsideration. Yeah. So it'll ask you to verify your information. And some of you have taken offense to it. It's like, how dare you ask me to verify me again? I've already verified myself several times. You have to verify your information. They're going to ask you for your bank and routing and account number. Don't mess it up. One viewer messed it up and he's in a real mess. Don't mess it up. So you put the account number in, your routing number. And remember, routing numbers for bank accounts, checking accounts are not the same as routing numbers for savings accounts. Don't mess it up. You'll put it in there. And that's that. I'll get to routing. I'll get you to processing times on all this money shortly. All right. So my May and August applicants. So if you were an if you applied during the ag period, agricultural May, and you were not ag, well, you're being processed with the ags now, and you will get your grant money. If you applied when the portal opened for everyone in June, you'll get your grant money. All right. So some people who applied in that May or June window have gotten grants and not loans. Some have gotten loans and not grants. Some have gotten neither, and some have gotten both. So what's going on with everyone from March, April, May, and June? And God forbid anyone that tries this in July. The following. The outsiders, which you all want me to tell you who they are. I'm not going to say that on air. Come on. The outsiders are claiming that processing times at SBA are backed up after June 10th. So if you were waiting or routing or pending something for funding as of June 10th, you're backed up. So let's say you got that reconsideration advance email on June 9th and you filled it out on June 9th, you're backed up. Or if you did it on June 11th, you're backed up. Basically, if you were entitled to money and you hadn't gotten that money by June 10th, you're backed up. All the people who had wonderful things happen in their wonderful lives and got that wonderful grant money in 24 hours were before June 10th. Everyone after June 10th are being treated like a bunch of crap again. So you're all in a new vortex of June 10th. Isn't that charming? It's like this massive margarita bowl, fish bowl of vortexes after June 10th, and no one's getting funding. So what should you expect? What I'm expecting is it's going to look like what happened with EIDL back in April, May. Remember that day you woke up, I think it was late April, I think. Everyone woke up and suddenly, bam, everyone was getting funds deposit on the account. No pre-warning. It just showed up. That's what's going to happen. You're going to, and I think it was all on a Saturday or something. It's like, wait a second, why is all this money? It's just going to show up. So everyone's saying, I've waited 3 days, I've waited 3 months, I've waited 2 days, I've waited 2 weeks. It's just going to show up. You can call SBA, you can call your senators, you can call your representatives, but the processing time is not going to speed up. The thing that you need to contact your representatives on is the loan. That is the important thing. So if you're in March or April and you have not got your loan denied or approved, you need to call them up. You need to contact SBA by email. You need to up the ante, because ultimately, if the loan is not processed in your March or April, you're not going to see the grant money. Earlier last week, if you're new to this channel, earlier last week we explained that you cannot get the grant money twice for the same business. You cannot, if you got a $1,000 grant for the business in April and you're like, I want another $9,000, I'm going to reapply and get the other $9,000. You can't do that. You could drive yourself to jail, but you can't do that. If you have a totally separate business, you can do that. Totally separate. I did a lot of videos on that at the time. I'll briefly explain it to you right now, that if you applied for your business, which has an EIN, has an LLC, has an incorporation date, has 5 employees, and you apply for that business in March, but now on the side you're also an Uber or Lyft driver, and that's done through your Schedule C, you can apply for your Uber and Lyft thing now, which is totally different from your business earlier this year. Oh, finally, one other thing I forgot. So if you are a March and April applicant and nothing has happened on your application, nothing, I mean, no funding, no paperwork, no review, no nada. This channel detailed last week that you should basically reapply and have them trigger it as a duplicate application. Say, hey, oh, you have a prior application. It's like, well, thank you. Start to get to work on it. I'm glad I woke you up because you haven't seen my prior application. I've been waiting around for 3 months. Can you get to work on my prior application? That apparently has worked for some viewers, because the only way you get that first grant money for that first round of March or April is to get that loan processed. There have been viewers who have dropped in the comments below, and if you know them, drop in the comments below. Don't ask me to go searching the channel for you. Loan officers' phone numbers, Carranza's emails, whatever you can do, you can do. But please, there was one viewer who contacted Carranza 49 times asking the remainder for a $10,000 grant. Boy, you are really pushing it. You're just really pushing it. If you have questions in today's video, drop them in the comments below, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. Today also featured an EIDL loan video and 4 stimulus check videos. As always, stay valid for more.